Tippet Witchet is a popular fast food chain in the Empire of the Seven Cities. Hamburgers, fries, chicken nuggets, and fried bread keeps the menu pretty consistent, regardless of what city it's in. The Tippet Witchet also has a popular mascot, Tip the Witch, a smiling green witch who dresses in pink. A lot of Tippet Witchets also have a playground on the property that children can play in, popular enough to act as a convenient escape for both parents and children. However, at a few Tippet Witchets, children have disappeared, seemingly without a trace, usually playing in the playground, where no one can take them away, only to vanish without a trace. Both police and parents mystified about any possible cause, at least until the discovery of notebook pages written by young J. Harper, who disappeared on December 18th, 2758 AUC. The following is those collected pages. I'm lost. We stopped for lunch at the edge of Swamp City. Mommy didn't trust most of the diners and restaurants we saw. Something about them felt off. They were either completely empty despite being open, or they had lines going out the door. Then we found Tippet Witchet. It had a few people inside and outside, but not so many that it felt like too many. While Mommy ordered our lunch, I asked if I could play in the playground. She saw other children were playing there, so she said I could, but when we got our food, that we were leaving. Swamp City is well known for not being safe to stay at for long. It was still hours before dark, but Mommy wanted us to be in River City by that time, so I promised that I would come out right away when she called for me. The playground looked like a lot of fun. Tubes, slides, metal bars, plastic windows where I could see screaming children on the inside banging on it, waving and trying to get my attention. So it was like any other playground that I have seen before. I noticed, though, that there was one tube that none of the other children seemed to notice. No one going in, no one going out. I crawled close to it. Nothing seemed wrong. It didn't smell like someone had an accident nor was sick. In fact, it smelled like the big room of the Tippet Witchet. It smelled of sweet soda, donuts, chicken nuggets, and fries. And the plastic felt normal, and every few meters, I could see a hole for light and air. The tube looked like it went on for at least 10 meters before it turned away. Excited, I climbed into the tube. Flashes of light showed swirling rainbows and different colors of plastic, blending together like a river of colors. On the sides of the tube, I could see the handprints of other children made in paint. Red and blue paint that was dried and smelled a little sweet. Deeper in the tunnel, I could see it split in two. One way was a net over a ball pit. The other way I could see a set of stairs that I could climb. I eagerly went the way of the stairs, climbing up the stairs. Every step rattled the play structure. The steps were all different colors. Blue paint left on the steps. Paint that stuck to my shoes. When I climbed up the stairs, I made it to a big room of the play structure. A big, round room that had the stairs led up to it, and also had multiple tunnels leading out. In this room, I could see a plastic window showing the Tippet Witchet for a floor, but strangely, I couldn't see any children outside. The Tippet Witchet had a few meals set out, but had no one eating them. No employees on the counter. Saturnalia music playing softly over the speakers. Saturn ate his son, then ate his daughters too. Saturn hates his children, then he ate the stone through. The music played the familiar tone as I looked up to see the painting made up above. A long spiderweb pattern. In the center of the web, I could see the spider. A spider whose eyes were closed, the legs resting on the web. I looked away, not liking that spider, but I tried a different tunnel. It went on for a few meters before ending in a dead end. A small room that I had to turn around in. On the bottom of the room was a sentence written in marker. No way out. I turned around to make it down the tunnel I was in. The way back the tunnel felt different. The walls were closer. The tube felt longer. The plastic felt slick and wet from condensation. The sweet smell getting stronger and stronger. When I finally made it back to the spider room, the walls of the tube were touching my shoulders. In the spider room, I looked for the stairs that led there. Except that tube was now gone, replaced by smooth, multicolor plastic. When I touched the plastic, the red on it was still wet, and so was the blue. I tried going down a different tunnel. This one ended even sooner. Or maybe ended was the wrong word. After a turn at the far end was a wall of pipes. Blue, red, green, gray, orange, yellow, and purple. I had never seen purple plastic before. I didn't know that plastic could be purple. From each pipe, I could hear voices. Different voices calling out. All of them calling my name. Even though all of their voices were different, they were all saying the same thing. Saturn ate his J, Saturn ate his J, Saturn ate his J. The voices said over and over as I turned from the tubes to try and make it back in the spider room. This time, the tunnel wasn't slick. It was sticky to the touch. It's blue. It still smells sweet, and when I licked my hand, I could taste River City Cola. Back in the spider room, I could see that all of the other ways out were gone. Even the tube I crawled out was gone, leaving me alone in the spider room. The spider's eyes are no longer closed. The spider is watching me. The room is getting smaller. When I was first here, the room was big enough to stand in and make me walk to the other side. Now I can only fit while I sit down, and if I stretch out, I can touch the far wall. The spider above is getting closer. The plastic window below me has people now. I tried banging on the plastic. I tried screaming. I tried yelling. Everyone ignores me. I don't know if they can't actually see me or if they are so used to children yelling that they don't look anymore. The spider watches me while I sleep. It moves when I don't look at it, getting closer and closer to me. I don't know how long I've been in here. It can't have been that long. I'm not hungry, and I don't need the bathroom. The room is smaller. Smaller, smaller, smaller. I can't stretch out anymore. I have to lay down. I have to curl up. The faces below keep staring at me. They no longer eat. They stare at me at all hours. Sometimes someone new comes from outside of the place and they stare at me too, staring at me as they walk and they work. Even when it would hurt their necks, they stare at me. Their eyes are many. They have more eyes than I can see. Eyes, 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 eyes. Better to look at the ones below than the spider above. I can hear it whisper when I sleep. It tells me that I am in Saturn's stomach. It told me that I wasn't clever, and now I'm stuck. Pressed against the glass at all times, I can see cracks in the glass. The cracks aren't cracks. The glass isn't glass. The plastic isn't plastic. The glass is spider silk. It's spider silk. It's spider silk. So strong it feels like plastic. I can see it now, trapped in the web of the spider. It dug these tunnels. It dug these tunnels. It dug these tunnels. The spider doesn't need to move quickly. It doesn't need to move at all. I'm stuck in the web. It can get me whenever it wants. It just isn't hungry. Yet. The earth hated her son. The earth hated her son. The earth hated her son. The earth hated her husband. The earth hated her grandchildren. Saturn ate his grandchildren. Is this what that was like? Forced to look out at a world that stares at you, but refusing to care about you? I can hear Mommy calling my name. She says lunch is ready. She's going to hate me when she sees where I am. I used to think I would die when I was a skeleton. I was wrong. I don't know how long I've been trapped here, but I realize that I haven't moved, and I realize that other than my writing hand, that I can't move anymore. I can see my bones. The skin is like old paper, peeling from an older book. I am leaking sweet River City cola from my bones. Sometimes the faces below will open their mouths when they travel beneath me. They stand shoulder to shoulder, a sea of faces all staring up at me. They're hungry. They're hungry. They're hungry. I can still hear Mommy calling out for me. I tried calling out. My mouth is too dry. I have no tongue, and my teeth are full of spider silk. I have nothing left. I have nothing left. I have nothing left. The pages were collected on 12/21/2758 AUC from the inside of a Tippet Witchet Playground in the Northern Forest, hundreds of kilometers from where J. Harper disappeared. The red droplets on the page matched J. Harper's DNA. The blue droplets contained high traces of hemocyanin and DNA that doesn't correspond with any known species.